What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Adventure Ready with your host, this guy, Jason. So, hope everyone's doing well out there. Just doing a little touch base. I'm back in my Dodge Mega Cab. Not that it's the most exciting news for everyone, but man, this thing is broken more often than it's not these days. And just got another new steering box to run in this thing. So, first steering box got 180,000 miles. The second one got about 2,800 miles. So, had a repop or something like that just had a leak or something in it. Not a big deal. It just downtime kills you. You know, your truck doesn't ever break down. Your car doesn't break down when you're like sitting at home with nothing to do. It's always like when you got somewhere to go or somewhere to be or something to pick up or some obligation you promised someone. So that's how it works out. You know, is what it is. But anyway, back in the Dodge Mega Cab, my trusty companion for hauling shit, delivering stuff. This also makes as my apartment on wheels where I slept last night. It's not funky. I mean, I'm pretty clean, pretty hygienic type of guy. But anyway, so just touching in. But yeah, so I don't know if I put that on the channel, but I just bought another truck. So I do shipping containers as my side hustle. I don't technically have a real job. I buy and sell things. So I buy and sell cars, buy and sell motorcycles, buy and sell vans, buy and sell whatever the hell I get my hands on. Not necessarily flipping things like a lot of people do. A lot of people buy something, they just get a deal on, they just try to make a quick profit. Comes to vehicles, I'm pretty notorious for, you know, if I buy a vehicle for $5,000, I'll dump $5,000 into it, then sell for $15,000, which sounds crazy, but you know, I like to fix things up, so I like part of the project as part of my interest level. So, get a little rain today, guys. I'm driving almost to the Arizona border right now on the Highway 10, and man, it's pouring, which is awesome. I love that. You get that desert smell, man. I grew up I grew up riding my grandparents' property on my dad's side. They had property out in like State Line, G, Nevada area, Sandy Valley. I believe it was actually California side, or maybe part and part. I can't remember how it worked out, but we would ride the open desert out there. So they had 120 acres or something like that, or 100. I can't remember. I mean, it didn't matter. There's no one out there, so whatever wasn't there, you could ride on anyway. It was like them and two other people in the whole damn valley. But man, I tell you that those memories you get. It's all your life is really, is experiences and who you share them with, as far as I'm concerned. So life is a bunch of experiences, and who you experience them with is the important part. I think that's going to be the flash, like before you pass on, a little photo, you know, one of those little photo books, you just flip through them and see them all. But that's one of those things I remember. We have a huge family. My dad comes from a family of 8 kids, so we'd have like 475 cousins out there. So every holiday we'd be out there riding dirt bikes and quads, ATVs. I mean, Thrasher dirt bikes, nothing nice like I ride these days or later on in life. I start racing, getting heavy into motocross and stuff, but and dirt bikes in general, motorcycles in general. But whatever ran, if there was gas, play ball, man. That doesn't go together at all. But if there was gas in here in the tires, we were going to burn those tires off. We were going to burn that gas up. So there'd be, like I said, maybe 50 people, 60 people. Some of these events out there on Easter weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. My grandparents were really cool. All my family, you know, we all got along. And you know, maybe the adults didn't give a shit, but most of the kids did. We'd all have a good time. A lot of adults would just sit around, smoke cigarettes, play cards, do whatever they did back in the 80s or whatever. But yeah, just a rural, open desert property. So yeah, I guess my long story longer. When I smell rain in the desert, man, like that's just like, that's childhood memory stuff right there. There's no more. Like I said, I hate cigarettes. I used to take all the cigarettes from all my relatives out there. They smoke, and they smoke in the house. My grandparents didn't smoke. These fucking scumbags would smoke inside their house. Me, I say scumbags. My own family members would have the disrespect and the lack of respect of their own body, let alone my grandparents. I mean, your parents that raised you, took care of you, and dished out the money and the funds and the time, that don't smoke, and they would smoke inside their house. I'm thinking, I don't care if someone tells you they can have some respect, and I mean, I know it's a different time nowadays, but I find it to be the most disgusting, filthiest, just most disgusting habit in the fucking human existence. Obviously drugs aren't good either, but I mean, yeah, just smoking cigarettes, man, I just got so gross. So that offends you, fuck off, I don't care. So part of it gave me a headache, gave me a stomach ache, had an immediate response to cigarettes. They were obviously very prevalent back in the 70s when I was popping out of the womb, because it was the thing to do, I guess. But anyway, I would take all the cigarettes from all my relatives and I'd hide them I grabbed the pack right when they were smoking, and I did look away. I grabbed it, stuff it on the couch, stuff it there, throw it in the trash, rip them up. I mean, I was like a 5 to 8-year-old kid. I do that, so I hated that stuff from day one. But anyway, bad smells, good smells. So yeah, I hated cigarette smoke. Still hate it to this day. Still find it to be absolutely appalling and disgusting. By the way, I'm straight edge, clean and sober from birth to death. So I mean, I'm a little bit more hardcore than most people on that stuff. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs. Never have, never will. Just raised myself that way. Wasn't enforced by my folks. Saw a lot of bad drinking and smoking around me. Not a lot of drugs or anything like that, but I mean, it didn't affect me that way. I just found it to be a disgusting habit. I did drink 14. I did drink 14 beers one night. No, when I was 14 or 15, I went to Mexico on a Boy Scout trip, and I remember sitting at the taco stand, like a little sit-down place, and he just served everyone beer. And I mean, at 14, I looked like I was like 9.5 years old. I mean, I don't know how my parents even let me go down with these yahoos I went with. Some of the guys were 21, 22. They're Boy Scout leaders and stuff. They were good people, but they were definitely, you know, partying fools. They did a good job watching out for us. They were legit. You know, they were good Big Brother type people. I'm an Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts. I was in it for a long time. My brothers were in it. I enjoyed it. I never got touched weirdly by any Scoutmasters. We didn't have Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts hanging out together. It was just a bunch of dudes who like to go camping, like to do cool things, and my dad was really involved, so we got to do rad campouts, cool backpacking trips, wilderness survival shelters, go to scout camp. I mean, it was fun, so good memories. Maybe long story longer, we went down to Mexico at like 14 or 15. I mean, I don't know, my parents was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Go with these fucking idiots. You know, they didn't party. There was a bunch of us scouts, maybe 6 of us in the trip. 2 of them were older. They took on that Big Brother role. They looked out for us. They were chasing tail down there and stuff like that, from what I remember. But they didn't push us to anything. They were good people and looked out for us like real Big Brothers would. But I remember when I sat down for food, they bring you a beer. I didn't know. I never had a beer. I never drank one in my life. So I asked them what it was, and the guy said, "That's beer. You can have it." I think I'm like 14 or 15, like, you know, and I mean, kind of weird that, you know, that's the only part they didn't really care about the Big Brother aspect, or maybe it's cool as a Big Brother to tell your younger brother to drink. I always told my brother not to drink. My youngest doesn't, but my middle brother does. Anyway, so I had 3 beers over the course of one day of my 2-day stay in Mexico, because I was told not to drink the water. So I drank a beer with breakfast, most foul, disgusting. I mean, I probably didn't even drink half of it. It tastes so bad. I remember distinctly. I mean, I was like, it tastes like what I thought it would be like drinking your own urine if you were on a wilderness survival project, from the way it smelled and the way it associated the smell with the taste. Never drank my urine to verify it. Never drink beer again. So I drank 3 beers in Mexico when I was 14 in the same day to wash down street tacos because I was told not to drink the water. Once I realized how delicious the Coke was down there, I'm a soda freak. I was, but before this recent health stint, 47 years of drinking soda, I got to kick the habit finally. But yeah, so I drink 3 beers. The next day, I delicious bottled sodas. I was drinking Pepsis and Cokes. I was going out of style. So anyway, so I technically did drink 3 beers in my lifetime when I was adamantly against alcohol, but I just needed something to wash my meal down. I probably drank half of each of those Dixie cups of beer that they presented to us at these outdoor taco stands. But yeah, pretty gross. Long story longer, that's my rant. But anyway, so yeah, childhood memories. I love the smell of the desert, love riding the desert. Ridden it a million times. I'll prefer the mountains over the desert any day of the week, but I do love when it rains in the desert, man. It just smells amazing. So just that little bit of rain we got right there came through the vents, I could smell it. It was awesome. So back to task at hand. So back in my Dodge Mega Cab, we're driving that around. If I don't know if someone saw the video, I did get a new to me, used 2007 Kodiak C4500 Chevy. So the Kodiak's the big heavy duty. You know, this is a 3500 dually. It's a diesel dually Mega Cab I'm driving right now. Same year, 09, sorry. 07 on that Kodiak. It's just a big old burly truck. Same front ends that they use, same cutaway trucks they use for like U-Haul and stuff. That's an 8.1 Vortex gasser, so it's expensive as all hell. I bought that for a local Home Depot runner, get around the property, deliver containers in the local area kind of thing. This truck's been down a bunch because I meticulously maintain this, but it do any sort of commercial type application, even though I'm not a commercial outfit. I'm not trying to be. I am towing, not heavy, but within the capacity of this truck, but I'm towing regularly with this thing. And the more you tow with your tow vehicle, the more you haul ass on your dirt bike that's designed to haul ass, or you hot rod your sports car, it's made to hot rod, sports car. The more you use the thing from its application, it's just going to be maintenance and repairs. That's normal stuff. So anyway, back in the Mega Cab, what I was getting at, this thing's been down a few weeks at a time for like 6 months. It's gotten like every other month it's been down for 2 or 3 weeks. It's not because the truck is junk. We have very limited resources in my area My truck never breaks down in Orange County or Southern California, where I live most of my life. I have tons of diesel contacts and good friends that own shops and things like that. It always breaks down in like Blythe or Quartzsite or Flagstaff or something, or I have a house, which, I mean, up where I live, there's a few good outfits. One outfit I like a lot, he's always busy. He's 3 months out, so you can't even rely on him. If you're going to rely on your truck for any sort of money-making avenue, you can't have your truck sit for 3 months. So part of the story is that's why I bought that gasser, is now I have a backup vehicle that has the capacity that's even beyond this truck right now to tow locally, and if I need to tow down to Long Beach or Southern California, San Bernardino, or lower parts of Arizona or New Mexico or whatever, that truck can do it. It just costs a little bit more in fuel because it's got a massive 496 cubic inch gasser motor. So yeah, plan right now, I'm going to be selling my Mega Cab. So it's back, it's running great. I'm going to detail the hell out of it. The only problem it has some seat issues. And it's not from me, it's not from going in and out. The seat's not torn in the lap area where it normally is. It's actually the back part where it tucks around, like the back of the seat. And the guy I bought it off was a heavy-set guy, and his dad was a heavy-set guy. The other chairs were never sat in. I mean, I don't know, it was a ranch truck. They didn't bring it nowhere, so it just sat on the ranch and went to the local place to get hay and wood supplies and shit like that on with a trailer, and they didn't tow anything heavy with this thing. Unfortunately, someone kissed my bumper in Southern California. I've parked at a Walmart, taking up 47 spots behind the Walmart. I mean, you couldn't miss the truck. So I'm backed up in like a red something rather, not the big old red smudge mark on my bumper. So I'm gonna bodywork that myself. I'm gonna hit it with a Raptor liner, that bed liner with white, all nice and clean, make the bumper look brand new. Cover the chrome part too, so it's just a nice white, clean bumper like it was originally. Also, the chrome will be white. And then I'm going to white the rock chip area on the side of it, the rock guard they call that, because you get a lot of chips from the road. I don't have any on this one, but I mean, just to make it nice. And then the back wheel wells are made of a polymer material, and I thought I had like tar on them. It has little pits from like just the road and stuff like that from the previous owner and from me. So I'm going to do some clean little body work on that, and then spray those with white Raptor bed liners. If you're not familiar with Raptor, it's like a do-it-yourself spray on bed liner I used to use in the RV industry, and I've used it for other projects, and I'll use it for stuff in the future. But I'm going to do the front bumper, probably the rear bumper, and the chip guard, and then the wheel wells on this with that material. I got about 195,000 miles on my diesel. Runs like a champ. I got service records that would make you think I was crazy for selling it. I mean, I practically bought another truck by the time I service this thing as much as I do, but you don't service your vehicle, it ain't going to do what you need to when you need it. So you just, when something goes wrong, you just bite off that pin of the grenade and chuck it in the bank. Boom! There goes all the money. But then you can make money off your truck or go places you want to go. I mean, it is what it is. As a kid, I would stretch everything or try and do it myself. Nowadays, I mean, I do still try and do something myself and I have the ability or the resources, but when something's on the fritz, I just take care of it. Put a new part on, fix those 3 parts around it, make sure it's all supported, let's get it going. So anyway, I'm going to be selling my Mega Cab. Awesome truck, love it. For a normal Joe truck, I mean, average Joe, I'm saying, used for normal capacity, your family and hauling your boat and stuff like that, this truck would last you a freaking lifetime. Commercial application, not that I do commercial, like I said, but like I do haul roughly 10 to 15,000 pounds 3 times a month, 6 times a month, 3 times long, 3 times local. So nothing like a commercial outfit, but I want a bigger truck that just puts less strain on the vehicle. So I'm going to buy another Kodiak. I really like that platform. You sit up high, it's like a baby semi truck. I mean, some people like these dualies because they feel like you're a rad hot rod diesel because they haul the mail, which I love that too. But it's not important to me right now. A to B is important. Comfort is important. Strength of the vehicle, being way beyond the capacity of what I'm doing. I like that idea. Being more robust and more built. So I'm going to be looking for a 2005 to 2008 maybe. 2005, 2009. I don't know what the span is on those. C4500. Or a C5500 Kodiak, but with the Duramax diesel. I'd love to find an international or something with a cat motor, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers. I can tell you, I went to Dodge the other day. I was looking for these little grommets for my lights, so that the back lights, somehow the grommets just like disintegrated over time, so the light was flapping around, so I got to fix that. Anyway, they were closed, so I saw a dually on the lot. There's not many dualies up here. They sell really quickly. And I've been hearing like 120 grand or something. So I gotta go see what these things cost. So it was a brand new Mega Cab of one of the years I didn't look at. So the same thing I have right now with the Mega Cab. So I know they're more expensive because it has the extended capacity cab, but you lose some of the bed, which is a horrible trade-off. A great trade-off and a horrible trade-off. It should just be a mega cab with an 8-foot bed would make more sense. This 6-foot whatever bed, this thing is a joke for anyone that wants to use it for truck capacity. And if you have an extended bed, like an 8-foot bed from Stretch My Truck in Utah or something like that with a mega cab, that truck's a unicorn and worth $1 billion. But anyway, Dodge, catch on. The reason they don't do that because they use the same frame for multiple vehicles, same harnesses, everything. It saves them a bunch of money. But if Dodge came out with an 8-foot bed on a mega cab being the longer cab, so you have bigger capacity, but you can sleep back there. It folds flat. It's amazing. I sleep back there. I'm 6 foot tall. It's comfortable. About 6'4" at an angle. Anyway, I didn't check the price of that, but I heard rumors of like 127,000, 120,000, 117,000. But they did have a 4-door long bed, brand new Dodge diesel dually at the local dealership up in Show Low, Arizona, where I'm at. And so I popped my head in the window to check it out. Laramie, fully loaded, automatic adjustment suspension. I think you push a button or do a retina scan. You're like, "Hello, Mr. Thomas." Beep, 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 beep. And it just lowers to like your preference. It was scary loaded. I mean, this thing, I heard Elon Musk in the background whispering about AI coming soon. Don't even buy the truck. We'll buy an AI that will buy the truck for you and drive it for you. You don't even need to look at the truck. That shit is overkill. I don't want any of that crap. Can you give me something with a monster motor with no restrictions that gets crazy gas mileage and can tow the world? That's what I want. Give me a 1992 Dodge Extra Cab. I don't care. But anyway, 117 or 107, I can't remember, right? 110,000, and it was Laramie. Like I said, some sort of auto adjustment suspension thing, air conditioned seats. That's one thing I would give me an old truck with a badass motor, great gas mileage, and air conditioned seats. I'm a sweaty dude, so even when I got skinnier over the years, I'm always a sweaty Betty driving around, so it feels like my back's always soaking wet. But anyway, that's how I lose weight on the road, just sweating to the oldies here. Sweating to nothing right now. I got no radio reception out here. But yeah, 110,000 bucks. I mean, what a gorgeous truck. But how? Don't get me wrong. A lot of people that watch this, maybe a lot, but some of you guys have those trucks and have those bills. $1,000 a month car payment with insurance. I just can't even fathom that. People bought houses back in the day for 30 grand. I bought a house for 30 grand not too long, last year. So they're still out there. It's not pretty looking, but 100,000 bucks plus your interest, like a 20 fucking year loan. By the time, if you use that truck for work, that truck, yeah, it'll pay itself off. But that truck is worth $5 when you're done with it. They're just, people are asking crazy money for used diesels, but they're not getting it because they're just sitting on the ads forever. But $110,000, 0 miles crate. All kinds of electrical stuff to go wrong, DEF, all kinds of federal restricted shit on there, all kinds of stuff for you if you're a shade tree mechanic, can't do no more, you got to bring it to the dealership and pay the premium price for this. Guy's trained, knows what he's doing, but built-in obsolescence, built-in, obsolete yourself because you can't work on it. It's crazy. So 110 grand. Basically $140,000 truck if you go the distance of like a loan like that, like an 8 to 10, 15, I don't know how long are those loans. I never had more than a 6-year loan on a car. That was for a brand new 4-door long bed diesel back in 05, 06, maybe the last 1 or 2 new vehicles I ever bought. And I bought it for use. I bought it to tow. So I bought it to tow my own personal stuff and figured it was worth just biting the bullet. And I didn't lose on it. I drove it and I made money when I sold it. So it wasn't a bad deal. But I wouldn't suggest it for everyone. That was back when a truck was $48,000 and I got last year's model on a blowout, a scratch and dent sale or sitting on the lot sale for $12,000 off MSRP. So you figure that's the loss, 15 grand when you drive off the dealership you lose. So I counterbalanced the loss on the discounted price. So I walked out of there, even Steven, put 2 or 3 years of just heavy use on that thing and then sold it for a premium and it got maybe a couple $1,000 over what I owed on it. So I basically paid myself to drive it. It was like rent. Anyway, yeah, $107,000 for a brand new Dodge. So I'm looking for, like I said, a 05 to 08 C4500, C5500, which will have anywhere between 40,000 to 120,000 miles on it. I don't want 120,000, I want like 60,000. That might sound like a pipe dream, but a lot of people will buy those trucks, especially the nicer ones, or they'll buy the base model like my other truck I just bought, and they'll make them into a super truck. They'll put the leather interior from an Escalade, they'll put the nice door panels, a nice dash, put a big old double din, in a CD or DVD player or fucking, whatever, radio. They'll build these up a little bit. And they'll tow their RV with it. So they'll have 69,000 original miles. 69,000 original miles from purchase of that thing brand spanking new. And they hauled out, the golf cart or the sand rail, and they're 40 foot, they hauled a big load twice a year to Glamis or to Ocotillo Wells or to whatever their local hotspot is in Utah or Nevada or wherever else, and you can pick those trucks up for 20 to 35, sometimes 40 grand. But we're talking about a truck that has 60,000 miles on it for about half to a third of what you have to buy a brand new freaking dually for right now. So, and less electrical things go wrong. It's older, it's going to have some stuff here and there, but definitely the capacity to tow. But I like to tow unnecessary truck for a normal average Joe just kind of doing family stuff, I'd say. But some of them have air ride suspension, air ride seats. I mean, they're like a baby semi-truck. They're cozy. So anyway, long story on the truck, but yeah, I'm going that route. So Mega Cab will be for sale pretty soon. I'll probably throw it on the channel in case anyone's looking for one. I can't say it's going to be the best deal. If the Mega Cabs pull good money. This was just a standard 4-door long bed dually. You got a big market to play with. There's tons of those to negotiate with, so get the best deal you can. The Mega Cabs, when I saw the Mega Cab, I jumped on it because my kids are tall and I wanted them to have space. We drive vans right now, so they have a lot of space in vans. When they're in a truck, I don't want them cramped. I pamper my kids, man. I take care of them. Take care of the ones you create. The most important investment, the most important responsibility of your life. The ones you created, the one that you brought into this world with no choice. Hey, buddy, I brought you in here. You didn't have a say in the matter. I'm going to take care of you. That's how it goes. So my first and foremost focus. Anyway, another rant, another topic. But so yeah, so I'm looking for I'm going to sell the Mega Cab. I hate to get rid of this truck. It's a beautiful truck. I put so much money into this thing that, I mean, it'd be worth keeping this till the motor blew up at 400,000 miles, 500,000 miles, and put a new one in it, because I know this whole truck in and out right now, and everything's freaking new on it. So anyway, I'll be putting this up for sale. If anyone knows anyone with a C5500, C4500 with a diesel, or like an international or Freightliner, like a little baby semi-truck, not a semi-truck. I don't want all the CDL bullshit and DOT. I want something that can still be considered a normal Joe. I can tell you what, if I get the C45 or C55 or a little Freightliner or a little Peterbilt or something like that, like this baby semis, I'm going to try and register it as an RV just to avoid even more red tape. Yeah, you can tow anything you want with an RV. I had a 40-foot diesel bush. I could tow a 40-foot with a trailer and 6 billion pounds with a normal California license. In California, one of the most restrictive states in the world, and here these semi-truck drivers got to have like a physical fitness test every 5 days and tire inspections and pulling delays. I mean, it's crazy what they have to go through. And you can have an RV and do whatever you want to. So I'm going to probably get it and register as, I'm going to build a bed platform in the back, make it like a show hauler RV, and just register an RV, and I can do what the hell I want to. But anyway, if someone knows about some deal on one of those things, let me know. If someone's looking for a Mega Cab, obviously you're one of my subscribers. I'll do the best I can, but it's going to be priced accordingly. There's not many Mega Cabs out there to choose from. There's not many with receipts that are like 20,000 miles, $20,000 long like mine. Luckily, I got a pretty good deal when I bought it, but like I said, I buy things and I invest money into them and take care of them. So when I sell them, I get a premium price because they're not Thrashers. But anyway, so long story short on that. Also, if you don't follow my van channel, Adventure Ready Life is my other channel, or Adventure Ready. I can't remember what I call it these days. It was Adventure Ready Van Life, but I'm not really a van life guy, so I just turned it Adventure Ready or Adventure Ready Life. I also have one called Zombie Riot 75. That's a motorcycle channel I just started. My Adventure Ready or Adventure Ready Live channel is based around van camping and just other shit I do. We're rigging the vans and lifted vans, so if anyone on this channel has a van and wants to check that out, go over to my other channel and check that out. I do meetups on there, so I'm doing a meetup in Southern California in Big Bear at the end of this month, August 25th through 28th. I'm going to take some people up there, and when I do a meetup event, I don't just meet up in a parking lot, hoop to the ha, high five, and compare bad food choices at the store. I will meet up in a parking lot, but I like to overland. I like to camp in a vehicle. I like to see and explore. Otherwise, just go in a Geo Metro or a Honda Civic and save yourself some money. I have a lifted van and lifted trucks and other projects going on, so I can enjoy the fruits of the labor of those vehicles. So my lifted diesel van will be the vehicle I bring out there, and when I host an event like that, or I put on an event or promote an event, I take on the responsibility of pre-running that event and having some information on that event and knowing the area and being, I kind of take on the responsibility being, safety coach and mapping coach and navigator and coordinator and leader and all that kind of stuff. So there's no pushing around. It's just do what you want to do. You're all your own people. But if you want to go out and explore Big Bear the 25th and 28th of August, we're going to be meeting at a Walmart near there, You can get everything for cheap. It's all made in China, even the food. The bread made in China. The sandwich meat made in Hong Kong. So everything's cheap. Everything's cheap there. We'll meet at the Walmart for last minute supplies on that Friday, probably midday, because not everyone can get the schedule I have. Some people coming from work earlier, right from around the area. In Highland, meet up there, head to the trailhead, do a couple hours of exploration, camp. Next day, do 30-40 miles of exploration, off-road, camp. Next day, same thing, camp, and then split off on Sunday evening, afternoon, or for me, Monday afternoon, and then head back to Arizona. But so yeah, so if you are interested in camping, you don't have to be in a van, but that's kind of what we push, the whole van, off-road van life thing. So if you're into the off-road vans, lifted vans, 4x4 vans, even if you're just an enthusiast, or if you're watching, you're doing some window shopping from a ways away, like I have in the past before I got into vans or in between vans, it's a cool little culture. We got a cool little group of people. I got some good people on my YouTube channel that subscribe from my other channel, or vice versa from this channel, and people that I communicate with that are just cool, dirt bike, camping, family oriented, fishing, hunting, whatever, outdoor people that happen to like to go camping in vans or lifted vans. So that's kind of what that channel's around. So Adventure Ready Life or Adventure Ready, I can't remember what I'm calling it this week, but go figure it out. Just type it in, something will show up. You see my big old face blabbing away, blah, 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 vans. And like I said, Zombie Riot 75 is my other channel. Just started. I think I got 5 subscribers and 3 of them are on my other channel, so it doesn't really count. But that's going to be strictly for adventure motorcycle stuff. I'm going to start doing moto camping again. And once again, I don't put these channels on to become popular or famous. I'm glad you guys watch my shit and listen to me babble. I've had a couple comments about I talk too much, which is interesting because it's kind of the whole point of the channel is videos and audio. I listen to these like a podcast. My friends that babble like me, I don't even watch their freaking face. I just click it on and I'm driving down the road and I'm hearing them talk about their life and whatever else. And at the end, I make a funny comment, some poop and fart joke, and then we just go, "Oh, you're an idiot. Oh, you are too," and we just laugh. So I don't take it too serious. But the point of my van channel, my Adventure Ready Life channel, and my Zombie Riot 75, which I may change out to a different channel name pretty soon because it doesn't seem to be catching on. It's just a handle I have on a video game platform that I play with my boys on. Those 2 channels are just to get people together, share like-minded ideas, just like my off-grid property was originally, and I've kind of veered away from that, but I'll be back into that. Share like-minded ideas regarding van modifications, lifted vans, where to go to get good deals on the stuff, how to do this. Do you need a 4x4 van? Do you need a 2-wheel drive van? Do you need a van? Do you want to convertibilize your van? Do you want a church van? Do you want a transport van? Do you want a whatever, it's van content, and then also to put people together when we go meet up, whether it's in a parking lot, we just go off-roading down the street, or it's for a 3 or 4 day camping excursion where you go vehicle camping, or what they call overlanding these days. Overlanding, look it up. It's what you're doing, what you're not, I don't know what the fuck it is. Anyway, and also my Zombie Riot 75, which will probably change pretty soon, will turn into a channel based around my 2 bikes, a 2-stroke build I'm doing right now on a 2-stroke Yamaha, a KTM 690, which is a lightweight adventure bike or a very big dirt bike, and I'll be taking people moto camping off that. So the base of both those channels is to get like-minded people together and go hit the trail. You can listen to me babble all day long. You can love me, hate me, whatever you want from afar. If you hate me from afar, come hate me in person. If you love me from afar, come love me right next to me. Mano a mano, locked arms, down the trail. But no, the idea is like, let's go out and have some fun. If anything, I try and encourage people just to go live the experience, The reason I'm on YouTube is because I wanted to share my experiences, and I appreciated the experiences that were shared with me. I didn't turn any of those people into celebrities I watched. I don't really watch a lot of the high-end channels because they get too into themselves and too into their inside jokes, and they lose me. I'm more into just the day-to-day. I really don't care about, all the idiosyncrasies and all the one-liners and the inside jokes. I think that makes the channel stuck, personally. But it is what it is. To each his own. But the reason I started the channel is to share like-minded ideas and inspire people, and to be the tube. I am the tube. You are the tube. So I don't plan this content out. I'm driving down the road right now. I have an 8-hour drive, so I'm just shooting the shit with you guys for 30 minutes. If you made it this deep into the video, I probably should give you a prize because, man, you got a lot of tolerance. But anyway, if you want to go van camping, or if you got a Tacoma or a Jeep and you want to meet us on a van camp, keep in mind if you got a 4x4 Tacoma, you got a 4x4 Jeep, right out of the box, you're going to be able to go places we can't go with a lifted van. Even a lifted van on 35s with lockers can't go everywhere a right out of the box Jeep can go, or a Tacoma, or a 4Runner, or a Ford Raptor, whatever else. So keep in mind, some of these will be toned down trips compared to what you can get to, and it'll be boosted up trips compared to what most people in a van do. I off-road heavier in my 2-wheel drive dually Kodiak 17,000 pound truck than most people do in a lot of those vehicles I just mentioned. That doesn't mean I'm better than them. It just means I'm just used to off-roading. I love off-road. I live in a rural environment. I pick lines on my own. I've never had a spotter to take a Jeep up a nasty trail. I can look at the trail and memorize half the freaking trail photographically. I mean, I've ridden motocross and raced my whole life. I did have a photograph maybe when I was younger, but I was 14 concussions later. It's not as good, but like I said, I can look at what's going on there and feel where I'm going to be. I mean, I'm not telepathic or nothing like that. I just have a good feel for the road. I've been off-road racing my whole entire life since I was a little kid, until I was about 35, and I still ride fast and reckless, you know, my dirt bikes and my trucks and everything else. So anyway, long story longer, and even longer, if you want to go vehicle camping, you want to go dirt bike riding, I'm up in the central AZ area, Apache County, adventure biking, just putt-putt riding, single track riding, and then adventure camping with the family, with the dogs, solo trips, whatever. I do it all. So get in touch if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And if you're building on your properties, wish you the best on everything. Hope the property is working out well. I will be getting back to our big property after basically February. I'm going to be working on a tiny house project on our small property with a container. So stick tuned for that. I'll do a separate series of just building out a shipping container as a tiny house my way with RV parts, not some fancy millennial, you know, hanging out with his, sipping his latte with a pinky out, you know, he or she, you know, and, you know, all these special, like, you know, bamboo fabrics and crap. It'll be a RV equipped product build out on a shipping container house for my usage, that I will also advertise that I can commission those jobs and build them in the future. That's step 2 of my phase 2 of my container build, my container side hustle. Right on, guys. Thanks for listening to me babble. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope everyone's health's good. Keep an eye on that. Mine snuck up on me. Whole separate video. I've been fighting that this last year, this last 3 to 6 months. It's been rough. Overcome some stuff. I'll divulge more information on that as I hopefully crest the horizon. But your health is everything. Without it, you ain't got no time. Your money ain't shit if you ain't healthy. You can leave a bunch of money to your kids, but your kids would rather have you dirt poor and healthy, trust me. So mine snuck up on me. If some of you guys have vices that you know will lend to that, do what you can. Pull your head out of your keister. Change your diet habits, change your exercise habits, change your lifestyle habits, change your stress habits, change your environment, change the people you're around, whatever you're going to do. Your health is everything. Those people mean nothing. You know, even my kids, they mean everything to me, but they're nothing without me being healthy. I mean, they're everything to them, but I mean, I can't help them. I can't do what I want for them if they're not healthy. So sometimes I have to pull back from focusing on them and focus on my own personal health, which I neglected for a couple of years after my divorce. I really didn't focus on me. I focused on them and everything so much that I let my health dwindle a little bit. And it's kicking me in the ass right now. And I'm learning a lot about things I thought I knew, and I'm having to relearn them. So separate video on that. That video might suck, might go viral. Who knows? Maybe someone cares about Jason's health that much. Right on, guys. Sorry for boring the shit out of you. Talk to you later.